As I mentioned in the iPad questions and answers video that we recorded live last night at live.perillo.com, I wound up walking out and buying an iPad case, the one officially made by Apple. I figured, hey, they know what's going on. And yes, it is functional. It is quite protective of the iPad, front and back. There's another flap that folds underneath the iPad, and I've got it pulled up on the Apple Store page for the iPad case, and it says some of the features: soft microfiber interior. That is true. In fact, the entire surface of the case is the microfiber. Reinforced panels for structure. Indeed, the flaps are quite sturdy, and that could be a slight detriment, especially at the crease, and I'll explain that in a second. Lightweight enough to carry anywhere, folds horizontally or vertically to hold iPad or typing on the on-screen keyboard, and holes for the various ports, jacks, and switches. So yes, it is functional. So what I'll do here is simply flip that flap over and show you. You simply tuck it in onto that side, and then you're literally ready to type. And indeed, it does slant. I currently have the orientation switch locked on. It will orient itself automatically to the slope, and if needing to pull up the keyboard, having it at this angle, this slant, actually does work quite well. Then of course I could also stand it up that way, so it works in that capacity. I could stand it up this way. Quite, I would say, versatile. However, that being said, if you keep this flap up for too long, it never really lays flat again, and that could be somewhat of an issue. It just always wants to fold out the other direction, which is kind of concerning. Now, if you lay it down, it should be just fine. It's a smaller niggling point. One of the bigger issues I've had with it is specifically the edge, where the pieces were likely glued together. It's not sharp, but it's still a bit jarring, you know, when carrying it around. It's softer on this edge than it is on these edges. I don't think they could have found any other way around it. As I said, a flap tucks in behind the iPad to keep it in place. You could probably also slide things in there if you wanted to. The other issue I've had with this is specifically the amount of dust that collects on the iPad itself. That is, to me, annoying, because I, have this beautiful piece of hardware, and when I wipe it off with a microfiber cloth or something of the like, something that's not going to scratch the surface or the screen, it leaves dust particles and hairs and everything that collects inside the perimeter where the flap meets the iPad. So is there a way around that? Potentially, and it could very well be that either a glossy skin could be inserted, not just above the iPad, but specifically on the area where the iPad shows through, or matte. Certainly, I'm a big fan of matte, and of course that would keep most, if not all, the debris off the screen and make it, nice to look at when I open it up. So that is a quick review. Is it worth the $40 that Apple is charging? I would say no. It's worth about $20. And I'm expecting to see a wide variety of iPad cases, hopefully finding a better one, something that doesn't necessarily look nicer. I mean, this looks nice. It's just some of the things I wouldn't expect with a $40 product. Doesn't take anything away from the iPad. That's the good news. But everything else, I think, leaves something to be desired. So that's just my opinion. My email address, chris@perillo.com. Of course, we've got a community of tech enthusiasts, geeks.perillo.com. My blog, chris.perillo.com. I just tweeted out a couple of minutes ago a couple of really cool iPad apps that I had found, so hopefully you're following me on Twitter or Facebook, twitter.com/Chris Perillo or facebook.com/Chris Perillo. And then we also have, if this works, the live video feed that is streaming out over the web 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And right now, I've pulled it in. This is me actually demonstrating the iPad case right here live. And so this is what people who are in the chat room are watching right now. You can pull it up on your iPad, iPhone, iPod Touch at pocket.perillo.com. But if you're on the web, on the desktop, and you'd like to tune into the live video feed, you're more than welcome to join us. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We are typically talking tech at live.perillo.com. We'll see you later.